Oh yeah, mine's Paul. I'm a constitutionalist and a libertarian. I used to be a socialist, and I used to be an ardent socialist. And well, I've come back from the cold from my sins, and I'm a pro-gunner, and I love my country, and I'm a patriot, and I love guns, and I'm a pro-gunner. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Our crime rate in the United Kingdom since the Parliament Act, well, Parliament Act contributes to it, and it basically took away much of our rights without consent, without consent of the governed, right? And I was thinking about this, about gun control, about this. I mean, our crime rate in this country, it doesn't matter if it's gangs in on street or press gangs or whatever. It's gangs in government, really, to be honest with you, because ever since 1920, since the gun restrictions were brought, since they really ramped it up towards 1988 to 1996, false flags. Yeah, false flags. I'm very aware of that as well. And as an ex Navy cadet, and I used to own firearms and various other things, and I know now what is going on in this country. Now, let's have a look at this. Our crime rate in this country, what in 1920, say 1920 was 2.6% in the country of 40 million. Say yeah, population was around about 40 million, right? Around about 40 million, right? And our crime rate is two, so uh, that is 104 per 100,000. Okay, in a population of 40 million, so that is, if you divide that by if you divide that per year over an 80-year period, that's 1.15. Now that is 12 400ths. Today's population is 60 million plus, or I mean 60 plus million. That's 11 crimes per 100,000. Right, that's 11,000 crimes per 100,000. If you divide, um, um, yeah, if you divide, um, if you divide 11, so it's per 100,000. So that is over a yearly period. So that's 55%. And yeah, that yeah, 11,000 crowns per 100,000. So that is 55%. Okay. So it would be a 22,000 increase. It would increase to 22,000, right? So that is a 55% increase. So if you divide that a year, that'll be, so if you divide that per month, that'll be um 3,000 per month, and per year would be 24. So if you divide 24, so that'll be 8. So that'll be an 80% rise. Right, okay. And that'll be, and so where we are now, if that happened, it'll be 92,000 per month, 46 sixtieths, or 70% rise. Also, if you go back to let's have a look to the figures in this country, just to correspond with that. Right, okay. Let's compare the statistics per country. Right, okay. Right. They say only 35 gun murders, but 35, well, they say, well, okay, 35, well, okay, 35 is enough, right, okay, 35, but that does not outweigh the crimes that happen in the UK. That you got stabbings, you got muggings, and you're at least 9 times likely to die in a 9 times more likely to die in a swimming pool. So that's around about 100%, and our crimes is 35. So out of that is 0. Our population, that is 0. That's 0.00 5. So you got to think about the other things. You got to think about the stabbings. You got to think about the rapes. You got to think about this, and you got to think about that. That's what our media really glosses over. Really, it really glosses over that. So in comparison to the citizens in Great Britain, since 2011. In 2011, that banned all guns 15 years ago. 11,000, 11,000 in 2011. Once again, their stats, them stats are wrong, right? Like I said, 12,000, like I said, 11,000 or 24,000. According to FBI stats in 2011, that is 12,664 homicides. In the US, 8,583. Right, okay. But most of those were justifiable homicides. That is 400 of those were justifiable homicides. 260 were justifiable homicides by private citizens. 7,923. That is 3,077. Then, and in a country of 62, this is funny, isn't it? They say it's 35, right? Okay. Again, this really goes way in comparison and way out of the other norms of things. So this 55 gun-related homicides, not what Piers Morgan says, because he's lying shit. He's a liar, because The reason why he's a liar because he works for the establishment and he's wanted for and the police are looking at him with interest and they want it. They want to know what is what he's been doing in the phone hacking scandal, which I would say was a side, but to be honest with you, he's involved. He's in utter neck, and he has armed guards as well. Little pink face, little bitwaddle jacking-up. In Great Britain was 69. Violent crime went through the roof. Yes. The US has 300 and has 313 million people, over 300 million guns, the highest gun ownership in the world. Right, okay. So that is 88 guns per 100 people. Okay. Right, so that's 315, so that's 88 guns per 100 people. The world, the second is Yemen with 54.8%, with 54.8 per 100 people, so that's around about 5. That's around about 5 million because it's a really, really sparse country. Although it's got the British, NATO, MI6, CIA-funded Saudi regime at the north, who is fucking around with Yemen and many other countries down below. But that's the people that we installed. They're the people behind 9/11. Well, Britain, US, CIA, MI6. Behind 9/11, Mossad. Okay, I'll give that I'll give that a look in. Okay. Let's have a look at the gun murder rate. No, Honduras. Honduras and El Salvador and Jamaica have the highest rates. US is the number 28 in the highest gun homicide rate, and that is 2.97 per 100,000. So that is about 9%. Okay. Like I said, 2.9, so that's around about 1,000. So that's around about 1,000. So it's 80%. So that's around about 9. 0.00009. Or 0.32 if you look at if it's 80%. Right, if it's that. 28 guns homicides, but Piers Morgan wants the US to be like Great Britain, the second highest overall crime rate in Europe, in the European Union, the 5th highest in robbery, the 4th highest in burglary, and the most violent country in the world, I would say. That is 2,034 crimes per 100,000. So that is, let's have a look, in the UK, which is 60. 60. Yeah, around about 6 million. Yeah, around about 6. Yeah, around about 6 million or 7 million. Okay, so let's divide 7 million in a year. So that's around about 5. Right, okay, 5. Or 50% or 50, 60, depending on how you look at it from the 1900s to today, if you look at the comparable what I explained early. So it's in the US is 466 crimes per 100,000. If you divide 300 million, so that's around about one. That's no 0.1, right? That's in, or yeah, 350 million roundabout. Okay, if you round it up, it's around about 360 million, because the population densities in most areas of the nation that have banned guns, the crime rate has gone up at least 80%. Like Chicago, um, Chicago, uh, Illinois, New York State, Los Angeles, well, all of California, all of the Californian area, and that is that really. And there's another thing as well that really brought to my attention. There is about violence by the state. Everyone can look at it. So let's have a look, right? It's not a gun problem. It's a gang problem, right? It's a gang problem, right? We have street gangs, we have press gangs, we have gangs in government. That's number one. All right. Okay. In the past 100 years, at least 300 million people have died. Well, outside of war or inside of war, were 300 million. So 300 million people in the last 100 years have died at the hands of their corrupt governments that are installed by the big banks. I can say, I could explain that for hours, but just getting brief through this. In the hands of government for the past 100 years, right? And that is 3.3 million per year, right? So that's 90. So that is, let's divide that by 100 years. So that is 3. That is 3 million. That's 3 million a year. Okay, that is 4.8% of the world's population. 4.8% of the world's population. Idiots who want gun control. It is. So people are idiots who want gun control in the UK and the world. So that is 60 plus million. So that is 5 times the population of the UK, right? Or 6 times, depending on how you look at the, depending on if you look at the population strata, depending if it goes up and it goes down, it varies, and you would have to divide between years, and you'd have to divide between decades, depending on how it goes up on the X and Y scale. Right, okay. That is 3 million a year. I said that in the past 100 years. So that is democide. So in the last 100 years, the governments that have banned guns. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at who banned the guns, right? Let's have a look at the populations that ban guns altogether, right? That basically ban guns in political dissidents. Okay, if you want to play that game, okay, let's have a look. Let me look for it. Just be patient for a moment. Yes, also, this is an FBI statistic. This is what the media say. I've just come across another one on here. The tobacco kill rate is 529,000. So that if you divide that by 60, so if you put that into 60 minutes, so that's 2%. That medical deaths 195. Unintentional injuries 180,021. Alcohol abuse 107,100. FBI statistics. Right, this is FBI statistics. This is from proper stats. Motor vehicle accidents 34,485. Unintentional poisoning 31,758. Drug abuse 25,500. Yeah, 25,500. Unintentional falls 24,792. Non-firearms homicides 16,799. 11,493. So that is low firearms homicides, and that's in areas of the US when they haven't banned the Second Amendment. Okay, that is per capita, by the way. Okay, let's go down. Let's have a look. Let's get back to the topic of government violence. When the government bans guns, right? Okay, there's another statistic here. If we can get it up. If we can zoom in, just have to go to another signage. There's so many statistics that I would have to you'd have to digest here. I mean, the statistics are phenomenal when it comes to government violence. And what's happened in the past 100 years if you let government have its hands concentrated on weaponry. Let's have a look. Right, okay. Just gonna look here. Just please be patient with the information on here, because there's so much information that I need to give you in order to think for yourself and really have a mind's eye on what's going on at the moment. Over here, let's have a look. As they say at Lancashire, let's have a look. Wait a minute. I'm sorry about this, but it does take a long time to look for these statistics and to look for all this information, and it is a hell of a lot to really digest in your mind at the moment. Okay. for a minute. Just gonna have a look on the internet just to find the stats on what I'm talking about. And I'm sorry about this, but just gonna have to wait for a little while so I can find all this information out. So let's have a look. Right. Okay. Yeah, I've got it. The stats. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, but shit happens. Well, shit happens. Ottoman Turkey in 1886, gun control was brought, and that was called Source Document Penal Code Article 166 within the Turkish constitution, and that was for Armenians when Armenia was part of the Ottoman Turkish Empire. That was 1 to 1.5 million Armenians. In Nazi Germany, the law on firearms and munitions in April 12th, weapons law March 18th, from 1928 to 1938. That's when Germany became full-on dictator. In 1871 to 1964 in Guatemala, and that was from different laws then. 100,000 were killed, and that was the decree on 1871, which is November 25th, Decree 36. October 27th in 1964, which is Decree 283. In Uganda, when Idi Amin came to power, that is the Firearms Ordinance and Firearms Act, which is 1955 to 1970, which 30,000 were killed, murdered. 1 million murdered in Cambodia. The ones that installed, guess who installed the Cambodians? CIA, MI6, Henry Kissinger. You get the whole name. You know it all anyway. And in 1955, 1970, the Articles 322 to 328 Penal Code, which banned guns in the hands of civilians, which were 1 million killed. And in China and in Jews and Gypsies were the target. Political dissonance all over. That was Hitler. Sorry about that. Anti-communists and rural populations, pro-reform groups, were 13 million were killed, were murdered by the government, and the source document is article that's in 1935 to 1957. That's articles Penal Code, articles 186 to 87, Penal Code Article 39, Security Law, October 22nd, 1957. Soviet Russia. They banned the guns. Anti-communists. Anti-Stalinists. 20 million were murdered. Date of the gun law, 1929. Article 182, Penal Code. See, that proves my point. If you allow government, and the stupid public are allowing government to have all this violence against you, you may as well write your own death warrant. That is why I'm pro-gun. Because I've got facts, ladies and gentlemen. But apart from that, I'm just going to stop this video now and publish it. Thank you.